Hello? Hello! Hey, we're here. Welcome to Black Reliquary. This is a complete overhaul mod for Darkest Dungeon. I know next to nothing about it. I just kind of scrolled through some Steam reviews, stopped after a while to avoid spoilers. It's generally been very well received. It's still in active development. It's been released, but I don't think we're quite at the 1.0 stage yet. And like I said, I don't know anything about it, so I thought, you know what, let's just jump right in. I was going to start on the main screen, but it took literally like 8-9 minutes just to load, so I'm hoping the loading times that's just like a one-time thing, I hope. We'll see. But we seem to be on an airship of some kind, the Flame Seeker. There's new art, new narration, new everything, but I don't know what any of this nonsense is. And to be honest, like, so far I'm just incredibly impressed with the art and the music, because it's such a high bar, right? Like, the original game was famous for its just incredible art. Pitch Black Dungeon did a really good job as well, but it was mostly, if I recall correctly, mostly reusing assets with less original stuff, and I can't blame them for that at all. But this looks ambitious. So our first quest, mission, finding your skylegs. All hands are to make accommodations for our guest and help them get situated. Enabling tutorials is recommended. Press H to open the helm. I will enable tutorials. And I do want to read this, actually, just quickly. Welcome to the Zeppelin Non-Rigid Observer, Flameseeker. This airship is your safe haven in this distant land of sun and sand. It is outfitted with many Ostvingar technologies and contains multiple facilities for your heroes. Most of the buildings have changed, from small cost and outcome adjustments to whole overhauls. Each of the buildings now requires a particular relic to be upgraded. Don't know what a relic is. I assume we'll find them in the Reliquary. To find out where you can find the most of a specific one, press H. Refined Amber Dust is a new addition to the resources, can be used in many situations, including special contraband trinkets, a luxury stress relief activity or new provision items. Your heroes need to refine it in... To attain Amber Dust, your heroes need to refine it inside the Amber Refinery. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, I'm with you. Lost Tech is another new resource which can be obtained in the Amber Refinery and is used for expansions at the side decks. New panels which show the hero's affiliation and their additional stats. I don't know what they mean by affiliation, but I'm sure we'll find out. Hero stats have been adjusted, including doubling damage, HP, and speed. Additionally, the speed roll was raised to 12, previously 8, so this is like the random component of initiative, I guess, the order in which heroes go. I don't like calling them heroes, as some of you may be aware. I think that's antithetical to Darkest Dungeon. But this isn't Darkest Dungeon, this is Black Reliquary. It's basically a new game in the Darkest Dungeon, not engine, but you know what I mean. It's complete overhaul. Districts have been replaced by side decks and are unlocked at week 5. Okay. Certain side decks require other side decks to be built before they can be constructed. Alright. Okay. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Gameplay, let's make sure tutorials are on, because overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. There we go, tutorials. Lovely. Cool. Everything else we can look at as and when, I think. Just have a quick look. This makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, Darkest Dungeon standard config. Alright. I don't know how long we'll be playing this for. I'm pretty short on time these days, with the job and everything. And but I saw this was available, and I was like, I've been getting the itch to make some videos again recently, so I just want to check it out, you know? Just want to check it out. We'll play it for as long as we want to play it, as long as we can play it. But so far I'm super impressed. So yeah, help. H is a hotkey. Hotkey. Cool. There's some very interesting kind of quest goals here, including a couple of new classes by the looks of it. A couple of new classes, Dredge and Judicator. I think that's it. Fantastic. And yeah. So we have a Hellion, a Man-at-Arms, and a Cultist, and... What are you again? You're a Musketeer, sorry, of course. I never played with the Musketeer model, very, very briefly. Oh, so they have, like, specific religious affiliations now. I don't know what's different between them, but... Boudica is a pagan, which tracks, because she's a Hellion. These are new as well, I think. Giant Slayer is definitely new. I think. It's probably new. And coward, so anything that's healthy, she's pretty scared of. Doesn't seem right for a Hellion. But maybe that's why she's been, like, exiled or whatever. I don't really know what the backstory's like in here. Barristan is our classic man-at-arms. Oh, okay, there's a little information thing here. Pagan rejects the light, serves the old gods, sure. Little insulting to pagans, that's alright. Religious, follows and searches for the light, sure. Hard-skinned is nice. Fair player is interesting. Feels bad about kicking the shit out of things that can't hurt him back. I respect that. And Thanatophobia is a classic. I'm not going to look too much at skills, although this seems new. That's something we'll just kind of figure out as we go. So our occultist is superstitious, mystical skills, plus 5% crit. So I assume something like this is mystical. Yeah, so like, it looks like any like damaging spellcasting ability is mystical. That makes sense. Technical. Okay, so yeah, like a tactician kind of thing. And he is diffident, a poor sense of self-worth. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, old friend, old pal. He receives 1/2 of 1 stress point per turn on average. Okay. And Mags is faithless, follows no creed nor god. She's deadly. And she's a hunter. So she's good at marked stuff. That's actually very strong, I think. Gets stressed out when she misses because she's a perfectionist. That's cute. And she's reckless, so she's more likely to get crit. That's so cool. There's so much new stuff already. I haven't even left yet. I'm going to take my time and just have a look around this place.
Our enemies are disciplined, wild, or naturally savage. No amount of preparation is too much.
What's this? Come on, man. Alright. This is the training hall. Our heroes are resolve level 1. So this is, okay, yeah, so this is the blacksmith, basically, but, not the blacksmith, the guild. So this is just a reskinned guild by the looks of it. Maybe some small changes here. These are different as well. They're not heirlooms because we're not in an ancient hamlet anymore. We're on an airship. So we have Matach, salvaged jewellery, amber, valor mark, refined amber dust, and lost tech. These 4 are just basically reskinned heirlooms by the looks of it. Okay.
It is not often you
Forge.
see a forge on a ship.
But don't know.
This oddity for granted.
I do have a soft spot for when games lampshade how ridiculous mechanics are.
The valley does not condone foolhardiness. They must be in tune with the land.
Gaspard, oh, he's the survivalist. Okay.
Our forces should find refuge here when the burdens of the world become too much to carry.
Okay, that's cool. So we still have stress relief in the galley, which is probably just the brothel, right? I feel like they've probably got rid of the abbey, maybe? I don't know. But they can also do other stuff in their downtime, which is very cool. It's the Amber Workshop, yeah.
In its raw state, it is unstable, volatile. We need every pair of hands available to convert it into a usable state.
This is cool. So you can spend Amber to heal stress as well. That's very nice.
Within one's own mind can be a terrible place to be if it is not cared for.
Also, we have to pay. Yeah, we have to pay to get rid of our positive quirks now if we have one, or if we don't have space for any new ones. That's fine.
Be it prized gem or unremarkable stone, these mere objects are invaluable to our success.
Oh, it's the farmstead guy. Can't remember his name.
There will be losses.
Brokery?
What's the given proper remembrance, but we mustn't linger on our failures.
Okay, so we can improve the number of trinkets, the trinket cost as well, and brokery. I don't know what that means. It doesn't seem upgradable. Maybe it's just something that you can upgrade once. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. I kind of want to get into some actual adventures here.
My dear old friend,
This is the helm, so this is...
my letter found its way to you so quickly. Settle in. Our task ahead is neither simple nor easy.
The narration is very strong. Like I said, huge boots to fill. It's never going to be Wayne June, But yeah, very, very good in its own right, and I'm glad they kind of went a different direction with it.
Welcome to the valley. It is beautiful, but not forgiving, and the careless will know its wrath.
Yeah, and yeah, I would say, I mean, both the writing and the narration were absolutely top tier in Darkest Dungeon. So anything that's not exactly that is going to feel not worse, but just not doesn't quite fit with the Darkest Dungeon vibe. Like, it was perfect the first time round, so anything different is going to feel worse, even when that's not fair at all. Like, and you're not going to mimic the original, and doing anything else is never going to be quite on par. But it is very, very good in its own right. Okay. Should we just go with this? This seems fine. This seems like where I'd put them anyway, to be honest. So we can go to the catacombs, the caverns, the treasury, or the exposed interior. I mean, we can only go to the catacombs at the moment. The first delve. We venture into the valley for the first time. The catacombs of the Kvarots are a dangerous place in their own right, but the Levantine have made it their new dig site. Not really sure what any of that means, but I do know what this means. It's a short level 1 mission. Our goal is to complete 100% of room battles. We get quite a lot of gold. Well, I say that, we get some gold. I'm not sure how it scales in BR. We've already got a little bit as well. Resolve stone and a hindering stone. Oh, interesting. So we can stop our heroes leveling up. Also, there's one thing that we were very clearly missing here. I don't know. Let's have a look. The stagecoach. Oh, it's locked. I'm guessing this is the stagecoach and it's locked because why wouldn't it be at this point, really? But we do have some gold and some upgrade. That maybe makes me think I want to actually have a look at some stuff now. Where's the forge? You're the forge. Okay, so I can't upgrade. I don't care about the furnace yet at all. That doesn't seem relevant. Training hall, I can't upgrade that. Again, cost of skill training, whatever. But maybe we should look at upgrading these. Oh, we can't at the moment. Okay, that's fine. That removes a little bit of a choice from us early on, which is absolutely fine. Let's just go. We don't have any trinkets, I don't think.
As the age-old saying goes, how much is your
Ooh. Okay. New layouts and longer quests as well. That's fine. So we get firewood by default. We have a bigger inventory by the looks of it to account for the larger dungeons. Inventory management is one of the most interesting things about the original Darkest Dungeon. It's one of the most well done things, I think. Oh, it tells us our scouting chance. That's cool. Alright, I'm a big believer in taking all the food you can take. Torches, I'm going to take 1 stack. And of course, these are new areas, so I don't know what we're going to need, but I would anticipate taking at least 1 shovel and 1 key everywhere. Maybe 2 shovels, 2 keys. Cleansing salt, we don't have holy water. We do have laudanum, getting Crimson Court flashbacks. I'm going to take 1 of everything. Maybe not laudanum. Honing oil. This oil brings edges to a razor sharpness while applied. Is that just a buff? Give us a buff, maybe? Alum sensor. The smoke of burnt alum can guard against unwellness. Can it? I don't know. I feel like I should take a little bit of everything here. Ginseng powder can cleanse a number of ailments. Some of these explicitly tell you what they do and some of them don't. And I feel like the ones that don't tell you what they do probably have, like, lots of different uses. Let's just go with this for now. This is a learning experience. I hope the volume is okay, by the way. I didn't test it out because the volume in game is like always very different to the volume in menus, very often anyway. Had that issue with Monster Train recently. And I really wanted this to be like my genuine first time playing it. I wanted to know as little as possible about the game going in. That said, though, this is our first loading screen since we had that awful 8 or 9 minute loading screen before. And I'm really hoping it's not par for the course. It might be something to do with my SSD. I haven't looked at Sorry, I have looked at reviews and like FAQs and stuff in the Discord for this mod, and I haven't seen anything or anyone complaining about load time. So it feels like a local issue, like a PEBCAC issue, you know. But would be a bit of a shame if this persisted. I'm gonna give this a couple more minutes. I'm not gonna edit this video because you know me, but maybe I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. So it would be a real shame if this mod was essentially unplayable for me because of my SSD. I'm gonna move my mic. Hopefully that's inaudible. Could have muted it. I never learn. Just gonna wait this out. Unforge. What's everyone's favorite shade of green? I'm a big fan of teal myself. You can argue that's not green. But you know, people argue a lot of things. Doesn't make them right. Doesn't make them right. You know, green is the color that our brains can perceive the most different shades of. You can tell the difference between more different shades of green than any other color. You know, just in terms of like wavelength, there are more kind of wavelengths that we consider green than any other color. Yeah, it's not an interesting thing to talk about. Oh no, come on, man. Come on, I'm dying out here. Did you know that rusted Kvarots Electrum can be revitalized when oiled? I actually did know that. I read that earlier, but I thought it might be interesting for you guys to think about. Just to have a little think about. What are you doing later? Any fun plans for the weekend? I'm running my first Call of Cthulhu game tonight, which is one of the reasons I started thinking about Darkest Dungeon again, because I was reading up on Call of Cthulhu and I was like, Darkest Dungeon really like would be a better fit for Call of Cthulhu than for Dungeons and Dragons. As I mentioned in a recent video, my first proper D&D campaign that I ran was based on Darkest Dungeon, and it was really good. It was a really good time, but I did feel like parts of it just didn't work in D&D, and having read up on Call of Cthulhu as an alternative system, I was like, maybe I missed a trick there. Maybe running it in Call of Cthulhu would have been better, with more of a focus on investigation and eldritch horror and less of a focus on like raw combat and raw numbers. I would just leave here, but I mean, I feel like anyone who's made it this far is not going anywhere. So you guys haven't got anything to do. You're sitting here watching someone watch a load screen and talk about his D&D campaign. D&D is one of those things that like, it's like dreams, right? Like yours are deeply personally interesting to you, and you're certain that everyone else wants to hear about them. But there is nothing more boring than hearing someone talk about their dreams, except maybe hearing someone talk about their D&D campaign. Silence. Silence in my own head. And for a brief moment, in yours. Has it crashed? Has it actually just crashed? Oh, fuck me. No! Okay, we're back. I've reinstalled it on a different hard drive, and it's loaded, so hopefully that continues. So it's taken me straight into the first mission here. Affiliations. Your heroes all carry different beliefs in their hearts. Some are devout to the light, some worship the pagan deities, and some reject the gods entirely. Each type of affiliation has different advantages and disadvantages in combat, and while some heroes cannot fall into certain faiths, they can only be one of the three. Okay, cool. Let's figure out what that means as we go. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Apologies, the mic is always just slightly in the way. Okay, so this is a short mission, which is about the same size as a short mission in Vanilla DD, I think. We have been warned that missions might be a little bit longer. Hero panels now contain information about a class's various details which would be otherwise hidden in the hero info. Oh, that's handy. This shows information such as virtue chance, crit effects, riposte information, and more should that class have any other unique properties. Ah. Okay. That's sick. Okay, let's carry on. Oh, hang on. Lost Legion spawn chance. Oh, well, we'll keep the torch high for now. This is essentially kind of just a new game, right? Preparation is paramount. Enemies and allies alike take advantage of a moment to brace themselves during the first round of combat. Oh. Oh, okay, so we get like a preparation round. Okay. That's... I'm going to need to have a look at this. So, Barbaric York now has a cooldown of 2 turns, because it was very strong. Ignores prep round's accuracy reduction, so we can just stun stuff. Straight away. These just can't be used because there's no target to use them on, that's fine. We could use Wicked Hack, but we have a much lower accuracy, so I guess we kind of have to Yorp. Or pass our turn. Dynamic quirks. Oh, there's so much new stuff. Some quirks develop as of course there is. Some quirks develop as a result of ongoing combat against factional enemies. This can result in both positive and negative quirks based on the specific factions that are fought. So this faction is Levantine. Okay. So we're here fighting the Levantine because they're trying to unearth some crypts, and that's going to disturb some ancient evil. Okay. Cool. So we failed to stun this. It has a 30% stun resist. Oh, we can see. Oh, we can see down there which ranks it can target. That's cool. We love that. That's very, very good. Okay, so we did stun it. So I just want to double check this. So this, it doesn't say about ignoring the preparation round accuracy. Amber Curse is new. Does very little damage. Amber Blight target. I don't know what that means. Let's find out. Triggers on action. Oh, so it will debuff it when it does something. The way it debuffs it depends on what it does. Okay, got it. Musketeer, this is a sort of a classic mod I'm unfamiliar with. Not really a mod. It was like an Easter egg DLC thing for backers that was then given to everyone. It's just a reskinned Arbalist in almost all cases. Sure, she can't do anything, so fine. The fuck? Oh, okay. Music nerd time. Not a fan of the Phrygian dominant vibe there to insinuate like a Middle Eastern kind of vibe. It's a little dated. In Black Reliquary, inventory has seen some changes to better integrate with the changes made to other systems. On top of 2 additional inventory slots, some items such as food, gold, and gems have their stack size increased. I don't know why games always do this. Not this. This is great. I don't know why they always limit stuff so much to the point that players complain about it, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll just increase the stack size. Like, Path of Exile and Grim Dawn have both done this recently. Like 10 years after the release of both games. In Path of Exile, like, the trading between players is deliberately janky. Like, they did that on purpose to make it difficult to trade, which is awful. But that's a separate conversation. But what they did was the main trading currency, the stack size was just ludicrously small. So it would take forever to trade in that currency. And they've only recently doubled it, and it's still not great. Anyway, different game, sorry. On top of 2 additional inventory slots, some items such as food, gold, and gems have their stack size increased. Additionally, gems themselves are worth more than before. Good, because they were a little janky before. As for the loot changes, the relics, previously heirlooms, right, okay, are now obtained in much higher numbers in their specific dungeons, so make sure to pick your missions wisely. Oh, that's cool, because that was a thing in Darkest Dungeon as well. But a lot of people didn't realize it. I didn't realize it for a very long time. That different places had different drop rates of different heirlooms. 2 Matach, the currency of the Quardot Society comprised of Electrum. Sure, 2 of them. And some gold. Alright. So far, so good. I'm sure things will continue to go very well for us. Vendors. Okay. This was something they kind of dabbled with, I think, in Darkest Dungeon. I think, although I can't remember where I got that from. It seems to only take currency from the Kvarots era. What a coincidence.
I am sure the
Oh shit! It's given us some trinkets. That's handy. We have empty trinket slots. These are essentially inventory slots, right? Accuracy and speed, damage and crit, prot and less crits received, and max HP and more healing received. So these are all strict upside. Accuracy and speed seems like something I want on the Man at Arms, maybe on the Hellion. Either or. Don't think it matters too much. Accuracy and crit, that seems like a musketeer kind of vibe, right? Prot and crits received, I mean, and then max HP and healing received. Sure, these all seem completely fine, just exactly okay. So we need to complete 100% of room battles, which means we need scouting, ideally, so we know where the battles are.
Spades. This is nothing to trouble ourselves over.
What are you? Levantine supplies, some abandoned Levantine equipment. Okay.
Secure it and march on. We still have much to do.
Some supplies, love to see it. I want to know what the Lost Legion spawn chance is. We're more likely to see it at higher light levels. What are you? Encrusted sarcophagus. A sarcophagus untouched for centuries. I feel like I gotta use something here. Archaeology kit. The tomb is majestic and encrusted with jewels.
Requires funds.
Citrine, yellow like fading hope. Sure, they are worth a bit more. Used to be 250, now 400. Kvarots Darik, extravagant riches exchanged by the Kvarots upper class, 250 gold each. So that's 2k right there, and 3 matak. Lovely. It's just nice to be playing Darkest Dungeon again, you know? He says!
Our foes think themselves indomitable. Teach them the truth.
So I think move skills are going to be much more useful in this mod for a couple of reasons. Firstly, we get the prep round, so that's an excellent time to shuffle enemy targets around, I think. And secondly, it'll tell us what these guys can target once they've done something, I think. It'll tell us where they like to be, so we can try and make sure they're not there. I mean, that information was always available in Darkest Dungeon, but... Hang on, does Yorp not stun anymore? Oh, I didn't even notice that last time. Okay. So it lasts for the entire... So on the prep... It does different stuff on the prep round. So on the prep round, it debuffs with dodge and damage for the entire battle, which is crazy. That's really, really strong, actually. Otherwise, it stuns, which is what it used to do. Standard shot. Plus 30% armor piercing. I'm guessing that ignores protection. That's got to be the same thing, right? So we'll attack the sniper. All the damage values have been adjusted upwards, sub HP values, so that makes sense. I'm still not convinced how useful Amber Blight is. A Sacrificial Stab does more damage against Amber Blighted targets. Weird reconstruction, more healing done if target is pagan. This is a lot to keep track of. I'm sure it will come naturally at some point. I'm really missing not being able to pull stuff forward with this. Alright. Disregard, I'm the best player in the world. Are they going to guard each other? That's cute. We need more LGBT representation in video games. They're just such good friends, guys. So this has more protection now. Can bellow, I suppose. We can rampart. Stunning should break the guard. Assuming we managed to do it, which we didn't. These aren't Eldritch, they're Levantine and human. Haven't got a huge amount of choice on what to do here. Oh, Bombard breaks guard. That's cool. That's a bit more useful than it used to be. Okay. That's fine. So I can bleed these because they are human. I'm just used to playing Darkest Dungeon where you can't bleed anything in the first area of the ruins. And that's 4 for 3, which tracks. I want to say there's more variance actually in the speed, because it's now a D12 rather than a D8 that gets added to the speed modifier. But actually the speed stats look like they've been buffed a little bit as well, so it's probably just kind of a flat. It's just the same, I would imagine, give or take. I've got a weird reconstruction here. Spicy. Just gonna go for it, I think. We haven't got anything that is armor piercing here, so.
Once the blood flows, the end has begun.
Sure, I agree. So all we can do here is bombard, really. Little bit of damage. We can't bleed it. We can stun it. Maybe. 300% stun resist while stunned. I guess that's just a mechanical thing to make sure you can't stun something that's already stunned. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you can double stun things. I like the music. I was always a big fan of Stuart Chatwood's original score for Darkest Dungeon. I think it's fantastic. It's held up really, really well. This is different, but a similar vibe. This was clearly put together by someone who knew what they were doing and wanted to kind of pay homage to Chatwood's original score.
Keep it up.
Could really do without that Phrygian dominant lick. That's fine. That's fine. Just being a music nerd. All right. No scouting. Well, shit. Let's come down here. Let's just assume there are no battles in either of these two empty rooms to the side. Oh, we could... Oh, we can camp, actually. That's an option that's available to us. The light is fading. The current torch level affects which enemies you may run into. Interesting. That's new. The darker it gets, the more likely it is to run into challenging enemies, which offer up greater rewards for defeating. Great way to do it! Oh, so in the original Darkest Dungeon, you would just get like a bonus loot roll when it was dark, which is fine. But actually affecting the enemies you encounter and those enemies drop more loot themselves, that's great. That's great. Likewise, certain enemies will also only appear in bright light, though they do not give more loot. Makes sense. Let's, sure. Fuck me up.
The path is unclear. Rely on each other. Be gentle. For sale or for study, these artifacts are precious.
Okay, big fight here. These are Levantine guys. We've been surprised, but we still get a prep round. Much to think about. I'm also not sure what this icon is. Let's just tell me whose turn it is. Fine. That's okay, actually. Did that have less of a chance to hit? Not sure. I can give it different ammo? Alright. Well, alright. Much to consider. This doesn't just tell me whose turn it is. I don't know what it does. My hero has a symptom. Fuck. Diseases begin with symptoms which are more gentle than the fully contracted diseases. As a doctor, I understand how that works. I'm not a doctor. Disease kit provision items can be used to remove the symptoms or lessen the effects of evolved diseases. Barring few exceptions, diseases can only be removed in the clinic. Understood. You buffing? We buffing here? Oh, so this also really incentivizes us moving things around. Which we can't do currently, but we will be able to in the future. Yeah, not great. We are still in the prep round, so this seems quite strong. So I want to try Amber Curse. This seems like a bit of a tougher fight. Might last a bit longer. This might actually have some kind of effect, which it didn't really last time. It's okay. It's been cleansed. It's cleansed it of something, a debuff of some kind, but not Amber Blight. Can't do shit. Rampart seems quite good. Okay. Bellow also seems fine. Bellow seems like it might be okay here. And that debuff lasts for 3 turns. That's quite strong, actually. I'm really not sure what that icon is there. Oh, we should check that. Okay. He has a cough. Or she has a cough. That lessens her ability to dodge. Understood. His bleed resist is quite high. Does that bleed? That does bleed. Okay, so it didn't tell us that the bleed had been resisted, which Vanilla Darkest Dungeon did, so we're gonna have to watch out for that. Rampart moves stuff around. Yeah, Rampart moves stuff around. We can use that. Nope. It moves the Man-at-Arms. Okay, I have no excuse for not knowing that, other than I haven't played Darkest Dungeon in like 3 years. That's the only excuse I have. Yeah, it doesn't tell you when your effect is resisted. I think that... I don't think it told me. Alright. I feel like I'm doing a whole lot of nothing right now. Caustic Impact. Blight? Nope, no Blight. Okay. Yeah, I just need to kill you. There we go. Perfect. Standard shot has some armor piercing. Let's kill this. Lovely. Lovely job. Abyssal Artillery, very similar to how it was before, but I think I'm going to use Weird Reconstruction. I just don't know what this could be. Oh, it's telling me what kind of ammo she's got equipped, I think. I'm sure that must be it, right? Standard ammo plus 30% armor piercing. I guess that must be what ammo she's got. Because it only seems to be on her. She was in the 3rd position after we were shuffled, so that's why I was confused. I momentarily thought it was a different hero, but it's not. Sorry. Using the H word. A different guy. Maybe these guys are canonically heroes, I don't know. In the original Darkest Dungeon, they were canonically not. Mystical substance flowing from the Reliquary into the valley. So we were told about this. That's useful. I'm gonna drop this Laudanum. Mostly because it reminds me of the Crimson Court, and I don't want to think about that ever again. Great DLC, just very difficult. Valamark. Wildlander tokens denoting one's strengths and accomplishments. Seems useful. Right, let's camp.
Look out for one another. Companions are all we
Okay, I
have.
think this is pretty much the same. When camping under the sun of exposed interior, ambush prevention is not necessary. So I'm guessing the exposed interior is like something awful is going to be uncovered beneath the earth. And that's where we're going. That's like the Darkest Dungeon. I don't know. I'm just assuming. But you know what happens when you're assuming is you're making an ass out of you and Ming. What are our camping skills like? Hobby. Okay. Wound care, scout. Scout is useful, I think. Even in this relatively paltry dungeon, we would like to be able to scout. That's really cool. Is that because she's a perfectionist, or is that just kind of like a bespoke thing for this starting character? We'll find out. I do want to scout, though. Wow. Okay, so these affiliations are actually... They have quite deep roots, I think. Prevents nighttime ambush, but horrifies everyone who's not pagan. So Margaret's faithless, Barristan's religious, and Boudica is pagan. I think that's fine. A bit of stress is okay for a 3-cost nighttime ambush prevention. Doesn't seem too steep. These are all, I think, the same as they used to be. Yeah. So 6 stress, not a problem. These guys have hobbies, which is cute. Instruction could be good. Costs 3 time, but we're not running too low on time at the moment. Produce a random supply item. Miss me with that, to be honest. Revel is counterproductive in this case, so yeah, we'll use instruction, and I think we use it on Boudica, the Hellion. We don't have too much else to do. None of our guys are stressed out at all, so we can just use Pep Talk twice. Do we have Pep Talk twice? Yeah, okay. Lovely, amazing. Boudica is super chill. Lovely. Scouting? No scouting. Well. What are you? Primeval tablet. A stone slab containing Dark Vardot's knowledge. Okay, that seems good. Catacombs Explorer. Nice. Is that scouting chance? No, it's trap disarm chance. And you get buffed for disarming things or interacting with the traps and obstacles in the catacombs. Does sort of shoehorn you into sort of having to use that guy for that, I think. But that's okay. That does also lead to like interesting decisions as well, which is useful. Like, do you go with that guy or do you go with the other guy? Because they kind of get different benefits from both. This guy is scary as fuck. That is a wildly impractical shield, my dude. It's a cleric errant, lost legion, human. This is a mendicant friar. I love the art, actually. I'm really impressed. 2 pilgrim levies. 2 pilgrims levy. Feel like we want to stun the cleric. Oh, it's not going to stun, sorry, but it is going to debuff, which might even be better. Alright. You got me. Bellow seems good here. That seems very good. If I'm spending 1 turn to inflict 4 debuffs and you're spending 1 turn to cleanse one of them, I'm going to take that as a win. This doesn't do too much. We're going to standard shot the cleric, the mendicant friar. That also didn't do too much. You're gonna guard her, him, them. Rebuke the rotten! It's gonna stress me out. Yep. My hero is expiated. I've never seen that word before in my life. New statuses are applied in combat from both friends and foes, such as Amber Blight, Expiation, and Enraged. Amber Blight debuffs targets damage received or dealt based on their last action. Expiation damages the target on their next 3 attacks while healing the opposing party on the first one. It seems a little, maybe needlessly complicated. And Enrage provides the target with health and buffs upon killing their enemies. That's cool. Again, that opens up kind of a new strategy to work through. There are more statuses like that which are applied by some specific enemy factions. Hover over the status icon on an affected target for more information. Alright. If I kill something with this, though, it doesn't trigger. But realistically, I'm going to trigger it 3 times. Heals all enemies for 10% max HP. Yikes. 6 damage if pagan. He's not, but still, that's actually quite significant. Okay. You need to die. Unfortunately, you're being guarded. It might still be the best option, though. It does slightly more damage than Wicked Hack. Well, it's got a higher crit bonus, so we'll deal more damage on average. But do I just want to bleed these guys? I might do. That seems strong. Well, Abyssal Artillery here, maybe? It's an AoE attack, but you can still guard against AoE attacks now. Okay. I'm not sure whether you used to be able to. I seem to have it in my head that AoE attacks always hit those specific ranks and ignored guard, but I could be mistaken about that. That's great. That's a great turn. That's gone really well. Fuck me. 19 plus 15. That's too many numbers. That's 34. That's fine. That's not too bad. No, Rampart does knock back. It has a 30% move resist. Alright. It's stunned as well, which really is the main thing. Restoration, that's like regen. 9 HP per turn for 4 turns. Well, it's at full health anyway. I don't mind keeping it at full health and focusing on some other stuff. That's okay. Enemy surprise has been adjusted. It is now a fixed 15% chance. In addition to delaying enemy actions, it now applies a 1-turn stumble and reduces enemy accuracy by another 50%. This makes moves that would normally perform during the prep round have a 50% less chance of hitting, while other moves have their accuracy reduced to the 5% hit minimum. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Certain enemy factions, specifically those found in Lowlight, are immune to being surprised. That's cute because they use, like, other senses. They can hear you coming, right? That's not ideal. Right, get knocked back, son. Please. Okay. Well, guard has been broken. I'm sort of whittling these guys down a little bit, which is not ideal, but that's okay. This might be the last room. It might also not be. Yeah, she's been expiated, which I'm not sure is like a real thing. Yup. Good yorp, buddy. Good yorp. No, Abyssal Artillery. You might kill it. Oh, gorgeous. I mean, I have to, right? Yeah, it's healing for 9 per turn, but that's not that bad, right? Like, 9 per turn isn't as much as it used to be. Still seems quite a bit. Stun resist. I could stun it. Is that the best thing to do? I mean, I say I could stun it. I apparently cannot. I get you got a cough. That's right. Okay, lovely. So now it's just this guy. Now it's just the cleric errant. Fine. Now it's just Big Daddy Candle Shield. Oof. Okay, that was a little dicey for a while, but I think we're going to be okay. Maybe. Should be fine. What doesn't seem to be a big deal right now is stress, which is... I'm very happy about that.
Another skirmish, another step forward.
Alright, so we do have to go back. I thought we probably would. We might encounter something on the way back here, I think. We might not. I have no shame, I'm going full torch here. I really want the scouting on heading into this room. Ah, that's fine. Alright.
Against the light, our foes will fall.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Love that for us.
The darkness will not impede us. We are the flame.
We are the flame. Oh, what do you stumble? What does that do? Context sensitive help is not, apparently. I don't know what stumble means. Is that what it just told us about? With halved accuracy? It might be that. Okay. Let's Yorp anyway. Get that debuff on. This prep round thing really does shake up the meta a little bit. Okay. Well, these guys are all cowards. All right. Ooh, right, you're riposting. 2 turns. Okay, that's cool. Gives you a lot more information than it used to. So this also is... Oh, it's being guarded by the grunt? That's okay, I don't mind bleeding the grunt a little bit. That sounds like a euphemism. Alright lads, I'm just gonna go bleed the grunt. I don't think I want to guard here because my man-at-arms is doing worse than anyone else in terms of proportional hit points. Oh, what's that? What have you done there? What have you done there? What have you done there, buddy? We just don't know. Do I care about breaking the guard? No, I think I just want to kill the thing guarding it. That's way, way more impactful. Chest caver! Fuck! Yeah, straight through the sternum, that's rough. Alright. Gonna kill the little guys first. Excellent. It's gonna riposte, so I think I just want to heal. This does more healing against pagan targets, which is great. Stun should break riposte, right? Okay. Well, it resisted the stun. It has 80% stun resist, so I should have seen that coming. But I didn't. That's crazy, actually. That's a hell of a riposte. Good dodge, Boudica. Yorp seems right. I does still have stun resist. Never punished. So this went okay, actually. This presumably is the last room. It might not be. It is, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Return to Flameseeker. Yeah, we'll head back now. Getting a little concerned about my adventurers. Alright. Looks good. So these guys all reach level 2. So we don't start at level 0 anymore. We start at level 1. Resolve XP gain and requirements have been adjusted to smooth out the progression curve for the course of Black Reliquary's campaign. Alright, nice. Ruminator is pretty rough. Compulsive is different now. It tells you exactly what it does, which is lovely. Gives you +2 speed now, which is pretty good. Unerring. Nice. Alright, let's see how this loads. The load screens are fine.
Describe exactly what this land means to me.
New skills and AoE crit. Most abilities on heroes have seen some adjustments made to their stats and design. Some of these changes are minute and some are significant. Several abilities have been replaced entirely. AoE abilities now have a negative crit multiplier, so you're much less likely to crit on AoEs. That's good, I think, because crits are one of the main ways in which you heal stress. So I think it's probably good to rebalance that. Alright, well that's going to do it for this episode. I'm really looking forward to finding out more about this mod, actually. It seems really, really impressive so far. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.